In this video, I will sunset my entire vault if this video gets 5,000 likes. Sunsetting has ruined Destiny 2, but not in the way that you think, but it 100% needs to happen again. There are currently over a whopping 600 unsunset and currently viable legendary weapons in Destiny 2. These cover all types of weapons in the kinetic, energy and heavy slot, with any number being meta options in any given season. Primary weapons generally get a steady rotation in everyone's loadouts due to the current anti-champion mod situation in the seasonal artifact, but in all honesty there's probably only a handful of truly meta options out there. This doesn't mean that others aren't worth using, but herein lies the problem. This is also before you even include such things like exotics, and the current crafting system compounds this even more, giving us a sandbox that is quite literally full to bursting. But as Bungie put the foot to the floor and go full steam ahead into season 23, onwards to the final shape and beyond to the new episodes, this constant bloat doesn't appear to be slowing down whatsoever. Out of those 600 or so currently viable legendary weapons, we have 133 that are craftable. I believe that each and every one of these are still available in the game at the minute, whether that's from certain raids, currently available seasonal content, or reprised seasonal weapons available through the exotic mission rotator playlist. Crafting isn't a problem in my opinion, you can either decide to interact with the system or not. Crafting obviously gives you the bonus of getting the exact role you want eventually, but if RNG is in your favour, then technically it's not really an issue. Certain enhanced perks can definitely be worth having, but in the long run, these mostly don't make too much of a difference for your day-to-day gameplay. There's even a handful of craftable exotics, but more to the point, tons of normal exotics have become more and more viable in everyday loadouts, meaning that sunsetting wouldn't hit you too hard these days. Whether that's the recent updates to ones offering more subclass energy, or ones that even have synergy with certain exotic armour. These exotics more than make up for a sandbox that would feel emptier if the reset button was hit, wiping out everything other than craftable weapons and exotics. But that would then leave you without adepts. That is a tricky one to be honest, but adepts have been and always will be that endgame grind for the creme de la creme of the loot. Like enhanced perks, they offer little gameplay bonuses, but they have that pride factor that's worth chasing. With most adepts tied to raids, nightfalls or trials, there isn't a huge amount that'll go by the wayside if the current crop was sunset after the final shape, and it'll leave room for a few new ones afterwards. Adepts do still need to be in the game however, due to their unique trophy value that they offer. That leaves everything else. World loot pool drops, gone. Old, not updated raid loot, gone. Old dungeon loot, gone. All banished into the collections and now bearing the grey icon marking their demise from the sandbox. Would they be missed? Absolutely. This would leave the door open for a rotation of loot to come and go to fill spots in the sandbox, and dungeons to maybe enter a dungeon rotator playlist much like the exotic one that we currently have. I wish for nothing more than my favourite black armoury stuff to return, or even Not Forgotten to be not forgotten. With current viable legendaries at over 600, I think we are heading into an era of sunsetting, mainly because of how much more available crafting has become. Sunsetting would have way less impact than it did the first few times in Destiny's history, and just look how that turned out. Crafting has given us near on instant access to perfect god rolls across various metas, from the linear fusion rifle meta with the Taipan to the rocket meta with Apex, or even the crafting craziness of the Ami. I will even sunset every single weapon in my vault that isn't already sunset, just to prove a point that none of it matters if this video gets over 5,000 likes. Please don't make it happen. I have some really good stuff in there that literally I never use. Look at this unused hand cannon, or even this dusty fusion, or wait, even better, this god rolled something that I'll never ever use. Honestly, it's not so bad, but what do you think? Are you pro sunsetting or anti sunsetting? Then, once you've reminisced over your full vault, check out this build video that might just use some of them.